Episode 1, Too Much and Nowhere to Put It. Why emotional intensity isn't a flaw and why the world keeps getting wrong about it. Welcome to the Holding Room, the channel where emotional intensity isn't a diagnosis, it's a superpower. I'm your host, Tammy Ward, licensed therapist, author, and someone who's been told more than once that I feel too much. So let's talk about that. Let's talk about what it means to be a deeply feeling, emotionally wired, highly attuned human in a world that often prefers its people to be neat, quiet, and manageable. Let's talk about what happens when you carry too much but have nowhere to put it. Because if you've ever been told that you're too sensitive, too dramatic, too much, or just a lot, you're not alone. You're not broken, and you're not wrong for needing a little more room to breathe. Okay, so here's the truth, okay? Emotional intensity isn't the problem. It's the world's inability to hold it that creates the problem. In therapy, in relationships, even in how we talk to ourselves, we're often taught to tame our feelings instead of tending to them. But here's what I've learned. You can't heal what you're busy silencing. You can't regulate what you won't even name. I work with people every day who feel deeply, sometimes overwhelmingly. They don't need to be medicated into numbness or told, just calm down. They need space. They need language, permission, and above all, safety. So in this first episode, we're going to explore what it actually means to be emotionally intense. Not from a clinical textbook, but from real life. We're going to unpack where the too much label comes from and how it shows up and why it matters, and that we need to stop trying to shrink ourselves into spaces that were never built for our fullness. When I was younger, scratch that, when I was yesterday, I felt something too deeply and immediately thought, here we go again. Am I too much? Did I overdo it? Did I say too much? Did I feel too hard? Ask too much vulnerability? That thought spiral is familiar to me, to my clients, maybe even to you. It's not just internal shame. It's a response to a world that often doesn't have the tools or the patience to hold us. But guess what? That intensity that you carry, it's also where your creativity lives, your empathy, your insight, your passion, your fire. It's not something to fix. It's something to learn to live with well. So let's break it down for a second. Emotional intensity can look like crying more easily than others, feeling overwhelmed by injustice, beauty, or pain, having strong gut reactions and needing time to process, struggling with emotional regulation but feeling everything in surround sound. Does that sound dysfunctional or just human? Maybe even gifted? In clinical terms, emotional intensity gets pathologized. It's called affective instability, emotional dysregulation, labile mood. But the truth is, intensity without tools is chaos. Intensity with tools, now that's power. And that's what this podcast, this YouTube channel, whatever I decide to do with all of this, is giving you the tools to stay whole in a world that often tries to flatten you. So here's what I want you to leave with today. You are not too much. You are not broken. You just haven't been given the right container for everything you carry. That's what we're building here, a place where depth is allowed, where nuance is welcome, and where you don't have to edit yourself to be worthy of care. If this resonated with you, subscribe, share, or just sit with it. And if you're someone who loves or lives with an emotional, intense human, stay tuned because next week's for you. Because intensity, it's not a flaw, it's a feature. You just have to learn how to handle it with care.